First of all, let me say how happy and what a great moment it is for me, for you to be here. And Edith Lakatos from Hungary is actually developing her project Tulipan Design, which is, she's a jewelry designer, basically, as you can see, like on my bracelet. She's amazing. She's marvelous at what she's doing. And also my earrings. And I had the great happiness and pleasure to meet with you during this break that we did in Cantabria. So welcome to my podcast, to the Good Stories.
Thank you.
And it has also been a great pleasure because I have talked briefly with you, since we're like a lot of people over here, about your project. And though I don't know a lot, it really touched my heart because I know that it gives back. And I want you to talk to me more about, your journey, your project, and actually like allow people to know you and to identify with your cause.
Thank you so much for having me. So my project indeed is focusing on a social impact. So I'm supporting the prevention of domestic violence with my jewelries. And why I chose this topic is because I am personally impacted. My mother, after she got married at the age of 19, she started to be abused by my father almost immediately. So she was in this abusive relationship for 6 years, and I lived my first 3 years in this environment. So it took her 6 years to leave him. So after I was really spoiled, and my mother wanted to make sure that the rest of my childhood is amazing. But of course, this trauma had an impact on me.
And stays.
Exactly.
Okay, please, I'm going to continue. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. This is very interesting as a topic also because in Greece, it's something that impacts a lot of families. And a lot of people come from very abusive environments and families. And I myself also I come from trauma, so I can relate to this. Mm-hmm. And what happened afterwards, and how long did, it take for you to arrive where you are today?
Yeah, so basically what I saw, of course, I realized all this when I started therapy, and my therapy journey started when I was 32. So only 3 years ago, I started my real therapy, because back at the time where I was born, you just said I was born in Hungary. Now I work in Belgium, and this is where I develop my project. But back at in the 80s and 90s in Hungary, we didn't have any support for victims and for women or children who experience domestic violence. We didn't have any support, psychological support or accompanying support. So we never had any psychological accompaniment to help us. So what I really realized after all these years is that handmade activities helped me to overcome my anxiety and my trauma, and it became a really healing tool for me. So I started doing knitting, sewing, crochet, jewelry making. I was 6 years old when I started jewelry making. Yes.
Okay.
So I was taught by my primary teacher, and I fell in love, and I continued that
journey.
Yeah.
So basically, your company and your cause has actually, let's say, it is kind of like two-dimensional, because on one hand, you say engage into a beautiful, playful, therapeutic activity, and on the other hand, you bring out something which is created by you, or maybe in the later stages of your business, or even now, I don't know if you're doing it. Women can actually engage into this journey and, create, jewelry, and actually basically this goes to causes that have to do with domestic violence. Do you do this locally in Hungary, in Belgium? How do you proceed with, what you have, and how do you want to build your business and your project?
So for the moment, I do the business in Belgium. So I developed the whole concept 3 years ago, and I started selling my jewelry. And I'm in a cooperation with a Center of Prevention of Domestic Violence in Belgium, to whom I donate €1 after each jewelry purchased. So this is a start, and then as further steps, I would like to collaborate with other NGOs, potentially also an NGO from Hungary or NGOs in France. So I'm really open to other cooperations.
And Greece, please, because this is like has been actually, it's becoming worse and worse. And literally right now in Greece, there's a huge situation where we say that there is, we use the word woman killing, woman murdering, woman slaughtering, basically, where men actually kill their wives, their girlfriends, it is out there. And thank God, social media has been able to shed light into something that has to do with domestic violence and abuse that, unfortunately, in a few cases, and so in some cases may end up in like huge violence and actually like in killing the victim. So this is like a thing that is being addressed right now in Greece, and it's like very, very important. And it's like everything that creates awareness and supports this should be very close to our heart as women. And I wanted to ask you, what did you manage to get out of this experience that we shared all together? And how is this, let's say, maybe the break, maybe your interaction with each and every one of us, like, has helped you advance? And what are the tools, let's say, that you're going to take back to your industry and your business?
Yeah, it has been a great experience because, first of all, I never thought I would be able to do a 1 month journey with only women. And as we have been educated to fight each other, and we are in this whole experience with the values of sisterhood, of empathy, of community, and helping each other is just amazing. And this is the first time I experience women really helping each other and not fighting. So for me, it is a life-changing experience. And also, I mean, for my business, it's amazing because we have been working with several mentors. I have been redesigning my whole visual identity. I developed my social media strategy. I got ideas on how to develop sustainability in my business, how to make actually profit, how to work together with sponsors, and also how to work better with volunteers, how to engage women who want to fight this cause, who would like to also work towards the prevention of domestic violence and towards a world where women can feel safe, empowered, and beautiful at the same time. So I'm really, really grateful for this experience.
I'm really, really happy, first of all, that you engaged into a project like this. I think it's more than necessary. I love what you do. I honestly do. You know that I bought a piece actually from you in order to support you and support this cause, because I find it very beautiful if like each and every one of us like does like a little tiny thing, you know, in order to support, you know, causes like this one. I mean, you know, the world will for sure be a better place. And I want to, from the bottom of my heart, wish you all the luck in the world. And I hope you develop your project, and I will be here in each and every step of the way to support your project, to be there for you. And I hope that I can bring some light about your business in Greece or abroad or anywhere I can. And the last question that I want to ask you about is that you have been on a social journey for a very long time. It's not something which is, you know, you just woke up one day and you said like, okay, let's create jewelry, you know, for something. It's something that you have developed your skills. You know how to implement these things. And it's also part of your personal identity. So you have been also, if I am allowed to say, in the social housing business industry. So you really know how to develop these things in these steps. And I just, wanted to make a connection, to everything good that you actually create and do over there.
Yeah, well, I mean, thanks very much for the kind words. I have been working on social housing, but I actually never worked on local level. So I'm working in Belgium, representing the social housing sector across Europe. So I am working in advocacy. So I have been working with politicians, with governments, working on my computer on legal texts. So this is really, really far from local level and grassroots organizations. And when it comes to my jewelry business, it has been really difficult to build step by step my business because I have no knowledge on how things work in local level. So that's why I really appreciate all the network here, because people can give me tangible answers, like real tools who can help me to develop. Because in my job, in my everyday job, I'm on the European level, which is kind of far from the grassroots level. So it's really good to link the dots. So coming from European level to the local level, yeah, and then exploring how to scale up a business. It has been a really challenging experience to me.
Well, as a founder and CEO of Enable Good, I would be over here and I would love to help you and give you more tips and tricks and hacks and maybe, why not, a strategy plan, just, because I really support your cause and I really like it. I really hope that there are many, more people out there who are going to be able to give back. And I consider this a very beautiful journey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. Thank you.